Listen, I've been seeing advertisements for this movie everywhere I go. I'm pretty sure they partnered with the city of Chicago to release the gator for promo. They were serving alligator at the Taste as if it wasn't a trap for Mama Gator to come Friday the 13th, yeah? Aldi had the merch. Hell, I swear the animatronic ones at the rainforest were acting up a bit, because this movie had me at the edge of my seat, paranoid.
In Hollywood and everywhere, they used to say less is more, less is more, less is more. And it's something that I was strongly disagreeing on when we were making this movie.
This man was really doing interviews in a Lacoste shirt. Yeah, ain't slick. See, the beauty of this movie is how simple it comes off, while at the same time being a total package, because this isn't just a disaster flick, it's a family drama. It's a home invasion movie where the perp just so happens to be a giant lizard. Let me explain. So we know that every year we always get a new one of these, right? These disaster creature features, but I like how the director here handles this one by making it a bit more realistic, more intimate, because again, it's really about this father-daughter relationship that's been struggling, a little different than last year's The Velocipaster.
What are you talking about?
The time you turned into a dinosaur and ate someone.
What?
We follow a swimmer named Haley who goes to the University of Florida, so she knows a thing or two about gators. And even more menacing is the creature she spent her life growing up with. Her dad. He was her swim coach who always told her to be an apex predator even when she was losing by 1/100th of a second. But because she was so competitive and because her dad was always with her at the meets, you notice the subtext here with the mom who left to Paris with her own Prince Charming after the divorce. And they both kind of feel a way about it because, yeah, they may have their issues, their tensions, right? But at least they were doing something together. The mom was such a third wheel, she didn't even get a line in the movie. This huge storm hits, causing everyone to evacuate, and since Haley's dad isn't answering the phone, she goes back to her childhood home to rescue him. She checks the crawl space and finds something else crawling in between. This alligator, is like a bridge troll guarding the exit to escape. It's like that scene in The Visit where you had the grandma. Well, here it's a scalier creature. It's the final boss attacking them like Donkey Kong. And honestly, I saw this alligator like Michael Myers, right? They had the sound effects highlighting the gator's scales as it clinked against the pipes. I was scared. They still haven't caught the one in Chicago, so when I was watching this, the surround sound had me thinking he had bought a ticket and was coming in. It's honestly like mini Godzillas that are attacking them, which, interestingly enough, when you hear the director talk about it, he based the gators in the movie on real life ones, with the main gator influencer being this one literally called Godzilla.
It's the video that lit up the internet today. An alligator nearly as long as an SUV, sauntering from one marsh to another, and stunning onlookers nearby.
What in the Florida, man? It's funny because while all of the gators are obviously CGI, the director still mentions how they made the effects possible. They had these mechanisms that simulated tail splashes in the water. They had stuntmen in green tight suits, which might have been scary to see roaming around in the water. And while the director is no stranger to creating suspense, I'd argue this is his best. I mean, one of the first things that they suggest to you in film school is to not film near water, animals, or with kids. Well, he shot mostly in water. If the animals weren't pets swimming, they were eating the cast. But I kid you not, this man wasn't playing. Do you know how disgusting it must be to film in water for 12 hours a day for 8 weeks, to the point that Siri doesn't recognize your fingertips? On top of that, they shot this in Serbia, meaning they recreated Florida overseas. We don't want to recreate Florida outside of Florida. But the longer these two remain trapped, the bigger the metaphor of their relationship, rises along with the water. Dad's trying to recoach her again, and she's reminding him that he needs to let go. Then we realize that there isn't just one alligator, but two gators, and then an entire colony of gators. They're eating thieves, they're eating cops. They were acting like it was an Applebee's 2 for $20. Like they were Maggiano's eating an officer for dinner and then taking the second one home. And meanwhile, these two are competing in a wipeout challenge trying to get to the roof to survive. It's brutal. That's something I've come to expect whenever I see Sam Raimi's name as a producer, even though he's like the nicest guy. We see it from tiny things such as spiders that become obstacles, and they're very effective, to the dad's gashes. They almost even had a version of the script where the dog did die, and even had an alternative in case the dog was too much trouble on set. But I thought it was hilarious that the director was told, you cannot kill dogs in movies anymore. And now the dog may get a sequel. a dog's way, way, way back home. Haley gets bitten more times than Bethany Hamilton, yet somehow manages to pull off this move. Now, I'm gonna have to call a flag on this one right here, you know? Is the shot incredible? Yes. Do I have to call a technical on her right foot clearly being punctured and this ledge not being able to handle more than a bar of soap? Yeah. At the same time, though, there is a scene where she's underwater for like 5 minutes, another scene where she swims faster than Goku. But the reason I don't hold these as like conveniences within the movie is because even after all that hard work to escape, the boat they get in just gets chucked into the house. I was literally having anxiety the way that these characters just weren't getting anywhere. There's a point where everything seems hopeless. The dad's arm gets snapped in half, leaving him looking like Rick Grimes after 7 seasons. Haley's getting spun underwater by a gator. But then she pulls this Creed move as she remembers her competition with her dad and is able to kill the beast. Now, yeah, the movie ends pretty abruptly with them just staring at a helicopter, and while we did enjoy the movie, obviously, we did wish it went a little bit longer or a little bit deeper into those themes dealing with the family. In fact, Alina had made a great point about going even further with the idea of letting go and using parts of the house, items that hold sentimental value for them, as the objects that end up saving them, as they're like discarding them. It goes great with the disaster aspect where people lose things without a chance to save them, but more so for their personal story of holding on to a past that doesn't let them move forward, or at least even a shot of them looking back at the house as they finally embrace each other and are ready to move on. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Like I said, I enjoy these types of movies where they put their complete effort into getting an experience out of you. Is it as deep as you may want it to be? Probably not. Is the action, you know, sometimes like, the girl had better lungs than Michael Phelps after a hit at points, but I am curious to know where this develops. For those of you who are as disappointed as I am with the 47 meters down sequel being called not being called 48 meters down, then hopefully the sequel that the director says he's going to be working with this one can be something cool. I hope he did piranhas, right? And now he's doing gators. I don't know if he's going to do the birds next or if he's going to continue something with another crawling feature, but I'm curious. I like that Sam Raimi has been working with a lot of directors who, the moment he gives them the blessing, they start creating insane stuff. So I'm very excited to see what's up next for the both of them. I'm excited to see Spider-Man 4 whenever that comes out, and I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts about this. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you later, alligator.